So my name is Laura Davis. I'm Distillery Manager at Penderyn Distillery. Day to day, my day is spent making sure that the kit that we've got here at the distillery runs safely and efficiently and works its very best to make that award-winning new make spirit that goes on to produce our single malt Welsh whisky. So here at Penderyn we've got our two Faraday stills, quite unique in the industry, and they allow us to produce spirit that's drawn off the stills between 89 and 92% alcohol by volume. These give us a very high strength, very pure, very soft alcohol. Lots of fruity notes, really juicy sort of flavour to that. That allows us to cask that spirit and allows the influence of the casks to work really well with the spirit quality. We've also got our pot stills. They were introduced a couple of years ago and they're still very much the new addition for us. But our spirit coming from our pot stills is very different to that coming from our Penderyn stills. It's a lot heavier, a lot more traditional in the style of pot still spirit, but still very light in pot still spirit terms. It's very fruity, very fresh, but perhaps with a little bit more body than you'd get from the Penderyn stills. We've got our gold range here. So the flagship product, our signature product in this gold range is our Penderyn Madeira-finished. This is the Penderyn that if you ask anybody around the world, this is what they know, this is what they recognise as being unmistakably Penderyn. It's made using ex-bourbon barrels from America. Those casks, the spirit has been put into those casks. Then, after spending a period of time maturing in there, that spirit is then transferred into Madeira wine casks for finishing. It gives us this lovely sort of golden colour that we've got here, and a lovely creamy toffee sort of nose, lots of raisins in there, lots of Christmas pudding. In the taste then, it's quite dry, quite sweet. We've got quite a lot of fresh green apples, but it's very sort of caramelised, very soft, very smooth. The signature style of Penderyn is a very soft, very smooth, delicate whisky. Next in our range then, we've got the SHERRYWOOD edition. So this is produced using ex-sherry barrels. So you can see that we've got a lot darker colour in here. That's the influence of the sherry cask in there. This gives a little bit more bite on the flavour, on the taste. A lot of dark fruits in there, dark berries. It's a little more of a winter sort of flavour. A lot of those toasted notes, a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, but again, very creamy and very unmistakably Penderyn. We've then got our Penderyn PEATED expression. Now this is a little bit different to what you might be used to with anywhere else. So at Penderyn we don't use a peated barley, we use a peated cask maturation. So the level of peat in here is very soft, it's very subtle. It's a great introduction for anybody who's maybe quite new to whisky or who really doesn't like that really intense peat sort of flavour. It's quite grassy, quite floral, quite a lot of citrus fruit in there, but again, unmistakably Penderyn, a lot of creaminess, very smooth. I find that this one works really well with a little drop of water just to open it up, just to get those really floral notes in there. We've then got our rich oak expression. This is produced using barrels that have been very heavily charred, very heavily toasted, to give us quite an intense depth of flavour. You also, as you can see, if you compare it to the rest of the range, you get quite a dark colour in there. This gives you quite a lot of nutty, woody sort of notes, a lot of the caramelised notes, toffee, red wine sort of notes in there. It's a very deep sort of flavour compared to the rest of the range. Lovely mouthfeel on there, a little bit drier in the mouth. Finally then, we've got our Penderyn Portwood edition, easily the favourite in the range, and definitely my favourite. This is produced using port wine casks. You can see that it's got that lovely deep colour, much like the rich oak there. This one has definitely got a lot in the way of mouthfeel. You get that lovely sugary sweetness in there, a little bit dry on the taste, but you definitely can feel the texture of it in your mouth. A lot of perhaps strawberry, dark chocolate, cocoa in this one, but still with that slight woodiness that you'd expect.